And welcome back, every peoples. Welcome back to Let's Play Ogre Battle in 2024. Alright, so last time we went to Deneb's Garden. That was quite a while ago. It's been a hot minute since I actually played this game. So we went to Deneb's Garden. We forgave Deneb. Off screen, I went back and I got the golden bow. So you just go to her castle, and she'll give you... well, I didn't get the golden bow. I got the quest for the golden bow. She'll give you this quest. You got to go to Diaspola later. You got to get this golden bow, bring it back to her. She went ahead and gave us a black pearl to help us do that. Again, off screen, I went ahead and got some new units. So, I went to Deneb's Garden, and I fought random encounters in the mountains for a while until I got a pumpkin. And since we already had that rotting pumpkin, I turned him into a Halloween. So let's say hello to Sam, our newest unit. Now, the cool thing about Sam is that he has 72 luck. So you look at everybody else, they have lucks of like, 40 to 50. Sam has 72, which means you really want Sam to be in a unit that is getting a lot of kills and finding a lot of stuff. So if it's a unit that's getting a lot of kills, if it's a unit that is liberating a lot of towns, that's where you want Sam to be, because his luck will allow him to find more things. Now, another unit that has very high luck, as you will see, is Canopus. So actually, what I think I really want to do, since I'm not going to be using my Lord unit a whole lot right now, well, maybe I will, since alignment's getting a little bit high. I'm still not entirely sure how the alignment got that high. So I do have to lower my Lord's alignment. That's not a big deal right now, I can always do that later. But I think what I might do for the moment... That's a pretty high alignment unit. So, actually what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove this Amazon. And I will just put Canopus back in here where he was. So that now, this group will have super high luck. So we got 50, we got 72, we got 68. And then a couple of, normal luck characters there. So that whenever I start lowering alignment with this Lord, we'll have a better chance to get some cool items. Okay, so what else did I do off screen? I got some imps. So we got Gordon's unit here. He's got a couple devils with him. Not imps, I guess devils. I think they were imps in the SNES version. So these guys are really good. They can fly, they can cast Nightmare. Later they get the Meteor spell, which is really good. And then I put one in here as well. So we got a couple devils kind of on our side now, which is very thematically appropriate for this particular playthrough. So the star of the show in the next map, I think, is going to be Ellen's unit, because Ellen's fine, she's a cleric, so she's got 100 alignment, that's great. She will not change, doesn't need to change. But these guys, their alignment's just a little bit too high, so I would like for them to lose some alignment. So without further ado, let's head on over to the Slums of Zenobia. Days long gone. Now this is the first time that we get to meet Kaus, or Klaus, depending on which game you're playing, Debonair. He is a huge character. Well, he's a pretty big character in this game. You can actually recruit him later if you go the good alignment route, which we will not be doing. And he's also in Ogre Battle 64. And when him and the other Zenobians show up in Ogre Battle 64, it's such a great scene. Highly recommend that you check it out if you have not done so. Okay, so this is a crazy map. So the first thing we're going to do is send Ellen out here, because Ellen is kind of our main person that we want to be checking out here. Let's see, Gordon. Yeah, I could do with sending Gordon around a little bit for some backup. You really can't be too careful on this map, because this is a very difficult map. The enemies just kind of keep on coming at you, and there's just not a whole lot you can really do about it. But just, fight them off. Okay, Whitney, Musashi. Okay, Simmons is our lowest level unit, and I'd like for some of those guys to get a few levels, so I'll kind of send Simmons up there as well. And again, it might seem like overkill, but there are a lot of units on this map. And if you use the termites immediately, like if you get a secondary termites, you can actually release all of the enemies on this map at once. And that is some challenge run level stuff right there. Alright, you see they're already on the way. Okay, keep that. Okay, so who has high sky type? Gordon does. So we're gonna kind of take Gordon around here a little bit, because we would like to be able to kind of outflank these guys and send a high sky unit in to finish them off, because they're gonna try to run back to the castle if they get injured, and we don't want them to be able to do that. Okay, we're gonna go strong. So we want to kind of actually what I'm going to do here is I'm going to turn animation back on for the moment. Okay, it's good that missed, because that is a tough thing for a wizard to get hit with a sonic strike. That can one-shot wizards later in the game a lot of the time. It is about 9 o'clock on a Sunday morning, so I got my coffee in hand, ready to play some Ogre Battle. And again, I do just really love this game. It's a game that, for me at least, is very timeless. It's one of those games that I kind of find myself going back to from time to time. So, like, once a year, I will just get this, this kind of hankering to play Ogre Battle. And I just go do that, and, it kind of scratches that itch, and, I might not touch it again for the rest of the year, but, the next year comes along, and sure enough, I'm doing another Ogre Battle run. One of these days, I'm going to get my hands on Unicorn Overlord and actually play that, because I've heard it is just A+++. Okay, so we're doing pretty good. Now, the fact that these guys are a little bit over-leveled is really working to our advantage right now, because these enemies are the strongest that we've encountered up to this point, and it's very easy to get to this point of the game if you're kind of trying to do that high alignment run and keep everyone lower level, and just get trounced right here. But luckily that's not happening to us. Alright, and that's what we want. We want them to be higher level. We want them to get kills. We want them to become lower alignment by the end of this map. forgot. I also went back to Deneb's garden, off-screen, and I got 2 of the treasures that we missed. Oh man, that's So, I might have said this before, but the Petrify spell in this game is actually bugged, so it very rarely works. So that's a very interesting thing that you just saw there, it actually working for once. But I went back to Deneb's garden, and I got 2 treasures. We found the Battle Dagger, which is, I think, the worst weapon in the game, and the Ice Bandana, which is not too bad if you have like a unit that uses ice, or a unit that you want to be defensible against ice attacks, like a cleric. But you know, nothing really great. Nothing we haven't seen before. Nothing we can't do without. Okay. All right. Well, we want Ellen to be getting kills. So even though we want to stay defensible, we're going to go ahead and kind of send Ellen out a little bit so she can get a little more exposure there. Yeah, that should not be difficult to end this fight. Now my goal here is to turn those 2 beast tamers into either berserkers or ninjas, and then turn the wizards in the back into mages, and hopefully maybe liches later, and then just kind of keep the cleric the same, because you know, I do want to have a few higher alignment units. Not everybody can be evil. You need some people to, you know, to stay on that more good side. Okay, there we go. Fight it out. I figured they would have turned back, but no. Shouldn't be too difficult for us to finish off this fight as well. I don't usually really like to use clerics a whole lot because, again, you're just kind of sacrificing that offense, but they do save you a lot of money in the long run and a lot of headaches, you know, so you don't have to use those cure onks and cure stones and all that as often. You can just kind of focus on building an offensive unit around the clerics instead of, you know, having to always micromanage and kind of heal up your offensive unit with items. Okay. 2 down. And there we go. Now, I'm not super concerned if the wizards get higher alignment because I can turn them into doll mages and doll masters, but the beast tamers, I really don't want them getting higher alignment. Fight it out. So with wizards, you can kind of get them to be higher alignment. You can turn them into doll mages, doll masters, and then once they get to the doll master stage, you can just drop their alignment as much as you want. It doesn't matter after that. But you want to make sure that they kind of stay in that neutral high range until they get there. Oh, that hurt. That hurt. But they don't get any more attacks. That's the thing about ninjas and griffins. They get 1 attack in the back row, and that is it. That's all they get. Alright, what are we doing here? We got... Okay, Hawkman... Okay. I'm just gonna hang back. Fight it out. So you can see the sheer number of enemies going on here. So as you can see, since we're sitting on a town, we are regaining hit points, which is really nice. But we also get a defensive bonus. So we're in a really good setup. Which is good because our front line is just getting hammered right now. But again, we have really good equipment. We're a little bit over-leveled. And our wizards can kind of tailor their spells against the specific defenses of our opponents. So I feel like we're going to be alright. Oh man, that still hurts. It's tough to watch. Okay, what are we... Okay, so I believe I may need to use a cure potion on this guy. Just to kind of ensure that he lives through this thing.
Fight it out.
Okay, that'll make things easier. Okay, kind of getting them. Okay, not too bad. Okay, so we got the flying unit out of the way. That's what's important. Alright, got another level. So we didn't finish off the Beast Tamer, but that's why we have Gordon over here. So Gordon is going to go over here and try to head that guy off before he can get back to the base. Hopefully we can do that. If we can't, he's just going to get back over there. He's going to resurrect all his units and, you know, come back at the same strength, which isn't necessarily bad. You can kind of farm units that way, but Ogre Battle is a game that I don't think you really need to farm. If you just go through every stage, you know, maybe you go back and you get the treasures, or you do random encounters for a little while to get some extra units. But that's really all you need to do. You don't need to necessarily like go around farming random encounters. Or, you know, farming units in the way I just described. You can really just kind of go through this game as intended. You know, just do the stage. You can even kind of skip some stages by just getting one high sky unit and sitting it directly at the boss. Oh man, okay, yeah, okay. So we got two of those guys. Glad I got Gordon over there. It's really a game where I don't feel like you need to grind a whole lot. And the great thing about the early Ogre Battle games, not the later ones and not the remakes, like Tactics Ogre Reborn or the PSP version of Tactics Ogre, but in Ogre Battle and Tactics Ogre, the PlayStation ones, your experience is tied to the level of the monsters that you're fighting. So, in Ogre Battle, if a level 1 unit is in a party that kills a level, 10 unit, that guy's going to level up. He's going to get a lot of experience. Whereas, if there were other level 10 people in the party, they wouldn't get as much experience because they're already level 10 and they were killing something that's level 10, so they're, that's nothing new for them. Whereas in Tactics Ogre, let's say you're level 1, and you throw a rock at something that's level 50, and you hit it. Well, that's a level up right there. That's 100 experience. Whereas if you are level 50, and you throw a rock at something that's level 50, that's no big deal for you. It's going to be 1 experience. Alright, let's kind of go back over this way. Can that guy even get back? No, I don't think he actually can. I don't think he can cross the fortifications, so we should be okay. Alright. Not the biggest and the baddest unit. So again, in this game, if you really want to level up some units very quickly, really the best thing to do is to take 1 or 2 lower level units and put them in with a higher level unit so that they kind of level up really fast. The issue sometimes is keeping them alive. So they kind of changed that in the more modern remakes. The PSP version of Tactics Ogre, I found the experience system to be very odd. I don't necessarily dislike it, but they use this class experience system where you basically individual units don't level up, you level up the class. So let's say you got a character who's a knight and you've been using a lot of knights. Well, your knight's going to be really high level. Then you change them to a ninja. Well, you've never used a ninja before, so they're going to be level 1. It's interesting. I'm still not sure if I like it or dislike it. I know they did away with that in the Tactics Ogre Reborn remake, which again is something that I'd like to play. I haven't picked it up yet, really just because, because I haven't had time to do it really, but also because if they were going to remake Tactics Ogre, I would have rather they remade the earlier versions with the earlier translations. This is a very unpopular opinion, but I'm not a huge fan of the updated translations, like the PSP version translation. I thought the old one was a lot better. I like the old one a lot more. It was... yeah, it had a lot of issues, but I kind of thought that those issues gave it flavor, kind of gave it personality, you know, made it more unique. Whereas the new one, it's just, like, I don't really feel like there's anything kind of popping out at me there. I don't feel as if it's kind of saying as much as the original one did. Or at least it's not, you know, evoking the reality of the story as much as the original one did. You know, the reality of, you know, the Walstinian genocide and all this other stuff that's going on there. I just kind of, I guess I just kind of resonate more with the original script, and just, you know, not as much with the new one. The new one's not terrible. However, the names, I'm not a huge fan of the new names, right? So, like, there was a character in the original who was named Presence, Father Presence, and they changed his name in the new one. Okay, what are we gonna do here? What are we gonna... okay, so he's going up there. That's fine. We don't need to do anything there. Nope, I guess he can get over the walls. Oh, alright, because that's a great... ah, man. You can't win them all. Cannot win them all. So additionally, there was another character in the original, like Denham's father. His name was Plancy. Plancy Powell, I believe. And then they changed his name in the remake to Prancet, which I'm not a fan. Like that's just not a. I'm just not a fan. Yeah, so that's really all I'm trying to say. Is I liked the original translation more than the updated one. I'll still play it. Like I'll still get it eventually. But I would have preferred if they'd kept the original naming conventions at least. Check on their alignment after the fight to see how that's going. If these guys keep it up, they're going to be super low alignment by the end of this fight. Okay, okay. High charisma, low alignment. That's good. Okay, high charisma, low alignment. Perfect. Okay, alignments. Okay. Let's actually see it. Oh, alright, she can already become a. Oh, man, she can become a shaman. That is perfect. Let's look at these guys, see what they can do. Okay, Knight, Samurai, Beastmaster, Doll Mage, Wizard. Okay. We'll just kind of keep them there for now. I think they need to get a little bit more of a drop in alignment, and that's fine.
Fight it out.
So I doubt that Ogre Battle would ever get a remake, but if they ever do get a remake, or if this game ever does get a remake, I would hope that they, you know, just kind of keep the translation kind of samey, because a lot of it is ridiculous. I remarked in the last video that if you ever get the evil ending, it is the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen in my entire life, but it is hilarious and awesome. So I really hope that they would, you know, keep that intact, just because of how absolutely mustache twirlingly ridiculous it is. Definitely check it out if you haven't seen it. I mean, honestly, I thought we were going to have more of an issue
Fight it out.
kind of holding this fort, but it does not seem so. It seems like if you go in over-leveled, like we're doing, you're going to be just fine. Now, this is an interesting map, because I think there's something like 10 hidden treasures on this map. There are 2 units that you can recruit. There's Lion, who the best way to recruit him is to not, well, I mean, not necessarily the best way, but the cheapest way to recruit him is to not recruit him when he initially asks, to beat the map, to come back after that, and then recruit him. At that point, it'll be a lot cheaper. And Lion's a great unit. I tend to try to turn him into like a Dark Knight, or you know, maybe a Ninja Master or something like that. The other character you can get here is Aish, or Ash. I call him Aish. I could be pronouncing that wrong, but he is a super strong character. Again, great to turn into either a Paladin, or a Dark Knight, or a Ninja Master, or any martial character, really. Okay, so hopefully Gordon's going to be able to deal with that. Ooh, man, alright. Okay. Might be in trouble a little bit here. Because really,
Fight it out.
my goal here was not for Gordon to be, you know, to be the primary fighter. He was supposed to just kind of finish off people when they were low. So let's give Gordon little bit of an edge. Maybe we go leader. Okay. Hey, that star card is paying off. Okay, not too bad. Can't complain. That hurt. Alright, yeah, we cannot keep that kind of stuff up. That is some shenanigans right there. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and use a cure potion on Gordon. And let's go ahead and do this so that hopefully
Fight it out.
we can kind of hit those two leaderless units on the way back. And maybe we can take out the leader of that Griffin unit as well and kind of whittle them down over time. The main issue with flying units like this is you have to kill the flyers first. If you don't, they're just going to fly back to the base and regroup and come back at you. But if you can take them out first, like that, then you're good to go. I would kind of like to hear some other opinions on... Oh, alright, we got another blood spell, so we can get another vampire. I would absolutely... You know, I might turn Aish into a vampire and just turn Lons and Aish into like a vampire unit. That might be kind of cool.
Fight it out.
Again, that would mess with the continuity of the Ogre Battle series, but you know, that's the price you pay sometimes. That was another naming convention I didn't really like in the remakes. There was this character, well, these two characters named Lons, and they changed them to Lancelot, which I wasn't a huge fan of. The more evil one, quote-unquote evil, it's a little bit more, you know, complicated than that, but the Dark Knight Lons, his name was Lons Tartare, which I think is a pretty good name. They changed it to Lancelot Tartaros in the remake, which again, you know, I don't think is quite as good. Okay, we are in a little bit of a situation here. This is not where I want it to be at this point in my life. Well, in this guy's life. I think we'll be okay. But we have got to start heading down that way. Put ourselves in between all these units, and we need to do that fast. So I know we have a couple Death Tarot cards. We will be using those if we can. Jeebus, that hurts. Hurts like fudge. Okay, that's not great. Is that enough for the death card? I think maybe it is. Let's find out. This could get fairly bad. I don't think it will. I think we still have, we're still okay. I am actually going to switch around my formation a little bit right now. Put this guy here. Put the griffin here. Put these two here. Try to cut him off. Try to cut the other two off before they can get back and regroup. Because again, I'm not trying to farm. This game is long enough without farming. Come on, man. These cockatrices, man, they have super high agility. It is no joke. Yeah, not a whole lot to really do there. Might have been a good idea to equip these guys with some magical weapons. But again, they weren't really supposed to be the primary damage guys. They were really just supposed to kind of swoop in at the end and, you know, finish off the stragglers. Which, I mean, they're having trouble with just one straggler. Ah, man, not good. Not good. Not good. Okay, what do we got? I actually forgot what the fortune card does. You know, actually, let's go ahead and retreat. That's not a huge deal for these guys. We're not overly concerned with their charisma right now. No, I think I can still get this guy.
Fight it out.
I'm going to try to do that. If I can't, I'm just going to focus on getting the other ones and bring Gordon back to base. Okay. Let's use the devil card on this guy, just kind of see what that does. Okay, 56. I can deal with that. Gee, it was 1 damage. So you can kind of see the difference that levels make here. Levels and magical equipment. Okay, so head this guy off.
Fight it out.
I might actually liberate some Rogian temples on this map to get some more tarot cards. The cool thing about Rogian temples is that they do not count towards your reputation meter. So if you've got a super low alignment unit, they can liberate a Rogian temple and not have it affect the meter. Same with, you know, high alignments. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead. Nope, not that. I'm gonna go ahead and use a potion. See, this is kind of what I was talking about earlier when I was talking about having clerics in the party. It's just a lot easier that way. You don't have to kind of micromanage like this. Now you can kind of see the game slowing down a little bit. This happens when there are a lot of enemies on the screen, and again, this happens in every version I've ever had of this game. Super Nintendo, PlayStation, anything like that, depending on, you know, what console you're playing it on. No matter what, this slowdown happens. So if anybody has information as to why that happens, I would appreciate it, because I have not found any way to get rid of it, only live with it.
Fight it out.
Yeah, you can just see that difference the levels make. One damage versus, 50 some odd damage. So I believe that in this game the way it works is your strength score is compared to their strength score. So your strength is actually your offense and your defense as well. Same for intelligence, I believe.
Fight it out.
I could be wrong about that, so if you have any further information, feel free to let everybody know. But I think that's the way it goes. So I should probably remark on this. One thing about this map is that you'll see that there are these kind of fortifications all around the capital city. Non-flying units cannot go over those fortifications. Low sky units, they have kind of a tough time doing it, but they can. High sky units can just fly right over it. So if you'll notice, all of the units that we've been seeing, all the enemy units, are flying units. So on this map, there are actually a lot of non-flying units, but they don't come out until after you take down the fortifications. You'll see this wall here that kind of goes around the capital. After you take that out, then they just come right out. And they do not mess around. This is also a very important map if you want to get Tristan later in the game. After you beat this map, there's a place in the upper left-hand corner that you got to go to. You've got to get a what's it called? The Book of something or other. So you get that, and you can kind of bring that to him later, and he will join you. I used to think that you had to have high alignment to get him, but you don't. You can actually get him even if your alignment is low and your reputation is tanked. He will still join you if you have that book. Which is all well and good. I mean, the generals are...
Fight it out.
They're a very good class. But again, I kind of feel like they're a little bit overpowered, and it's just not as much fun to really use them because you're just kind of... they're just kind of an easy win button. Now, I may try to get... one of the dragoons, maybe one or two of the dragoons before I tank my alignment. Just because I do kind of like the dragoons, and I didn't do it last time, so I think it'd be fun to have one. Not necessarily 4. You get 4 of them, and that's just a win button right there. But 1 You could do with one. Okay, there we go. The big thing about these units is to just try to take them all out so that they don't come back. Okay, excellent. 38 alignment, 35 alignment. Okay, still a little too high, but okay, their alignment is going down, and they are level 10. So once they get, I believe, below 40 alignment, if their charisma is still high enough, we should be able to turn them into upgraded wizards, which will be very nice. Alright, let's go with... Ah, man, what do we want? Berserker or Ninja? I think I'm going to go with Ninja at this point. There you go, a couple of ninjas. Because ninjas are awesome. Berserkers get more strength, but ninjas get more everything else, and they get 3 attacks, which is pretty crazy at this point in the game.
Fight it out.
And again, I'm not really too concerned about the alignment stuff at the moment. You know, actually, I might have wanted to turn them into berserkers just so they would get less kills, because we still want our wizards to get as many kills as possible. Yeah, those ninjas are going to be getting a ton of kills. Okay, well, that's not terrible. We could, you know, again, we can still turn them into doll mages and kind of, you know, just keep an eye on their alignment. If it shifts in one direction or the other, just turn them into the appropriate class. Yeah, see, I mean, they're just going to be myrtling everything. Yeah, I might actually have to turn them into berserkers just to kind of keep them from completely bottoming out their alignment. It's 63, 59, okay, 30, 33. Yeah, okay, I'm actually going to change them to berserkers. I want them to have low alignment, but not quite that low. I want our wizards to start getting some more of those kills. Are you serious? You got 8 hit points, man. Come on. Run away.
Fight it out.
A good way to do ninjas, if you are predisposed to do this, is to level them up as berserkers or beast tamers and then turn them into ninjas later so they get all that extra strength. Now the downside is they don't have the intelligence gains, so magic is going to do more damage against them, and they don't have the agility gains either, so they will get hit more, but they will also do more damage. So it's really kind of up to you, you know,
Fight it out.
kind of how you want to build your party. And a lot of people don't realize that about this game. The way you really build your stats in this game is to level up in different classes. That's a big part of Tactics Ogre as well, and I've kind of mentioned this before, but some of the upper level classes like Terror Knights and whatnot, they have really bad agility and dexterity growth. So if you build them up as like a ninja or a swordmaster or you know, some other unit that has that high growth, and then you turn them into Terror Knights later, then you get a much more accurate Terror Knight. Whereas in the later games, that's not, well, the remakes, that's not necessarily a thing you can really do. So it works very, very differently across games, from the original to the remake. Not too bad.
Fight it out.
So my main goal for today is to finish up this first wave of enemies. Then I think we'll cut the video, and we'll come back once we take out the fortifications, and you can kind of see, you know, all the craziness that happens there. My issue for the moment is I don't know if I want to keep my wizards, or if I want to try to change them into doll mages. Because doll mages are very good, but at the same time, they will get less kills, which means their alignment will drop more slowly, and I really want their alignment to drop. So, you know, actually what I really should be doing here is switching around my my strong and weak commands also. So I shouldn't just keep it on strong all the time. I should be switching it around to weak every so often so that my wizards can get some kills,
Fight it out.
and my berserkers don't get as many, because their alignment's perfect. Like my berserkers, that's where I want them to stay. If they can stay around 30 for the whole game, that is amazing. That's not going to happen, but that would be perfecto. Yeah, so got a kill. Okay. Excellent. So there's a kill for the wizard. That's great. Okay, let's see how we're doing here. Okay, 50, not too bad. It is, alright, so he's still got high charisma. He's losing alignment. Okay, that's good. Now these guys, they're kind of in that range where it's getting to be a little too low. I don't actually want them to be that low on alignment. Well, I don't want them to go too much farther down, so I'm actually going to go ahead and retreat a little bit. And let's let some of these other guys, and not Simmons, because he is extremely weak. Simmons shouldn't really even be his own unit. I should disband that one and just kind of disperse those guys out into stronger units so they can level up. Okay, so we got Warren in here. Let's go with weak. So we want to be kind of taking people out here. So the units in the back, the Valkyries, are higher level. Warren and the two in the front, they are lower level. So I'd imagine that guy's gonna die. Yeah, absolutely. But he's like level 1 or 2, so we can just raise him, no problem. Thing is, they're not gonna be getting the experience because they're gonna keep dying. That's the opposite of what we want. But unless we're gonna run away, which I don't really want to do, not a whole lot we can do about that. Oh, alright, hey, 1 hit point. Sometimes one hit point is all you need. Okay, so let's go ahead and resurrect him. And let's go ahead and use a cure potion on this guy. I don't think it's going to help a whole lot. Okay, who's... Okay. You know, let's use one more just to see if we can keep him alive through this fight. I don't know if we can. We'll see.
Fight it out.
Okay, weak. That's what we want to be. That's what we want our tactics to be set on. Okay. Warren just getting the kills there. That's the thing about Warren. I particularly and specifically avoided putting him in any groups up until this point because he just becomes a kill-stealing machine early in the game. He's so strong, he gets kills all the time. Okay, and that guy's dead again. So he becomes over-leveled, and it can be very easy for him to just bottom out his alignment. Which you don't want him to do. You want Warren's alignment to be at least 10. Until you turn him into a Lich. Then, you know, he can do whatever he wants, but you don't want his alignment to go below 10. The good thing is, if it does, that's not the end of the world. You can still make him a ninja master, which he can be very good. But if you can kind of keep that alignment above 10 but below 30, and then you can keep his charisma high, then you can turn him into a Lich later on in the game, which just makes him completely insane. No, that's fine. I've got Gordon up there. That'll be fine. So you see all these kills that Warren's getting already, and this is the first time I've ever used him. And these are enemies way higher level than he is, and he's still just murdering everybody. Okay, so let's see if Gordon can take this guy out. This is what I intended for Gordon to be doing the entire time. Just kind of swooping in and taking out these injured units. Might take a few tries, but we should be able to get him. So yeah, the imps are going to be doing the bulk of the heavy lifting here. That hurts. Okay. You know, let's actually do a little something here. Let's do that. The great thing about these tamers is they get 2 attacks in either the front or back row, so they're very, very versatile. You would think that once they transitioned up to Dragon Tamers and Dragon Masters, they would get more than 2 attacks, right? Nope. They just stay at 2 the entire game. Okay, awesome. And I believe that's it. I don't think there's... Oh, alright. Stone of... Yes, speaking about Dragon Masters, Stone of Dragos. That's what you need to turn a unit into a Dragon Tamer. If you can somehow miraculously keep their alignment and charisma within the very narrow guidelines. We'll see if we can. Don't know if we will be able to or not. Okay, but yeah, it does look like that's all the flying enemies. So for now, I think that's where I'm going to cut the video. And when we come back, we'll go ahead and go get the termites. We'll take out those walls, and we'll see what kind of crazy shenanigans happen after that. So, alright, I will see you next time. Join me for Let's Play Ogre Battle in 2024. See you then.